Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. So I'm quite happy. We see 5 waves to the upside, which is fantastic from the previous update. It's working out nicely. I have to move this support box to the left now. Let's take a look at what it means. If you've watched the Ethereum video already, you pretty much know what's coming. Extremely happy that now basically the Bitcoin and Ethereum counts are pretty much aligned. Yeah, with the latest correction they did reset together, which is great in this wave 2 correction. We hit the support area here. Again, I have to mention it again, not on Bitstamp, but on Binance and Coinbase. So I find these much more relevant. I'm gonna again, I mentioned it before, I'm gonna move my chart here over to Binance and Coinbase on the weekend. But yeah, what I told you in the previous video has pretty much worked out, which is good news, because it means that from the low here, we now have 5 waves to the upside. So the primary count was followed by Bitcoin, which means that we are most likely riding the correct waves here, which gives more confidence for the next waves as well. We were in the previous video still in this triangle, in this so-called pennant, which we assumed would most likely break to the upside. But I also warned you we could go down. And as long as we're holding the $17,020 level, it would still be basically following the primary wave count, because this wave 4 here, yeah, could still come down to $17,020, the 50% retracement of wave 3. But it didn't do that. It actually only touched the minimum. It touched the support area though, and then consolidated in this triangle. I made an attempt to sketch out the triangle count here in an A, B, C, DE pattern, which Bitcoin then followed, because it did break out eventually to the upside and created that 5th wave. Now, other analysts might call that a fake out. I would partially agree. Yeah, to anybody who doesn't understand the price structure here, this seems to be like a fake out of a bullish pennant. But in the end, the pennant worked out. Yeah, and I think we talked about the target actually in the previous video, but or it might have been the Ethereum video, it doesn't really matter, but we didn't have a massive triangle. So if you add that to the breakout point, you can actually see that the target was pretty much reached around 17,350. That's sort of how you normally measure the target of such a pennant or a triangle. You, from a traditional point of view, you take the height of the triangle, you add it to the breakout point. That was reached. Also, if you, another way, and based on Elliott waves, how to measure that, you would take the length of the wave 1, and you add it to the low of the 4th wave here, which would be the low of the E wave, which was here at $17,205. And you can see that the ideal target for that's sort of the first relevant target for a wave 5. It's the proportionality target, the same length, waves 1 and 5. So here, that was 17,358. That's quite loud outside. Okay. Where were we? Right, same length, waves 1 and 5, and also this was reached. So yeah, it actually worked out. Some people might call it a fake out, and yeah, maybe because it was extremely short-lived, this move up. But as you will know if you followed my videos, a wave 5, all that a wave 5 really needs to do, I mean, ideally it reaches those targets, which it did, but also a wave 5, all it needs to do is to go above the wave 3, yeah, ideally in a 5-wave move, and then it can break down. So trading a wave 5 is really always critical, because difficult, because you're basically at the end of a 5-wave structure. Yeah, so it's good news for the overall wave structure that we have seen 5 waves to the upside, because that gives more confidence that the following correction is going to hold. In the previous video, I also showed you basically a roadmap, how this could now play out. Basically, if we get 5 waves up, which we now have, we can count this as a higher degree wave 1. We would then follow in a wave 2, and we would then move up ideally in a wave 3. Now, if we are now in the wave 2, first of all, I have to move the support box here to the left, because this was relevant. It's not relevant anymore. Not if we assume that we are already in the wave 2. So we can now measure the length of wave 1, and we get the support area, the ideal support area for the wave 2. Now we've already reached the 38.2% fib level. That is for a wave 2 okay, but it would be a very shallow wave 2. Ideally, we are looking at the area between the 50% retracement and the 78.6 retracement, which is 17,044 to 16,867, plus minus a few dollars depending on the exchange, with actually, you know, the most relevant fib level here being the 61.8% fib level at 16,971. That would be the ideal target. And now we can go to the maybe even the 5-minute chart, just sort of to get an understanding of where will we, or where are we most likely in those subwaves. This is always a bit difficult on the lower time frames here. You see all sorts of funny stuff on the lower time frames. Can give it a go here, and we would assume that, well, it's a bit difficult. At the moment we see 3 waves down clearly. So we could say, you know, maybe this is already done. Wave 2 is already done. But we can really only believe that if we see a proper 5-wave move up, which I don't see. So to be honest, my assumption would be we've got here something like that. Wave A, maybe even wave A isn't done yet. Yeah, because it could be a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and now a wave 5 down. Could complete the A wave. Then we would move up in B and come down in C. This is not entirely clear to me yet. Haven't got enough price information. But what I can tell you is that at the moment, I don't assume this is over yet. It could be theoretically. I don't assume it is over unless I really see an impulsive rally now above the 17,270 level. But I don't really have a very clear ABC structure here yet. So I assume at the moment we might still be in the A wave. Yeah, but it's not entirely clear to me. It's a 5-minute chart. I mean, we don't want to get too crazy. But the way we've come down here doesn't look to me that we are finished yet. Bear in mind the 38.2 fib level is a level that wave 2 sometimes does react to. But primary expectation would be to come down lower. But again, if we break above this swing high at 17,270, I have to assume we are already done with it. Yeah. But I'll keep you updated. Also update on Telegram and Discord this afternoon. It's a critical time now. But yeah, this is the area where I'd be interested in going long, but I would probably use Ethereum, choose the Ethereum chart. Ethereum has just been a bit more reliable in terms of its wave patterns over the last few weeks and months. Also makes a more bullish impression generally, short term at least, because as you know, generally my view is still that we will make one more low on the Bitcoin chart, but ideally after some more short-term upside into the 19 to 20k region. Okay, and that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.